Good afternoon, Bob Dalton coming to you from Allendale's trading floor here in McHenry, Illinois. It is Friday, January 8th, 2011. A lot of whippy trade today in the ag commodities. We have this civil unrest out in Egypt right now, which is running havoc on crude oil prices as well as the dollar index and precious metals. We have gold, the dollar, and crude all higher here today. And the grains were just being toyed with, if you will, as the day went on. And we saw them close near their lows on the close here today, and we also saw some whippy trade in the cattle market today, similar to what we saw yesterday. So we'll get into the details of those trades and where we finished up here. Corn, 644 in the March contract. That was up 6 3/4 off the highs by about 13 3/4 on the day. We saw a high in that March contract, 657 3/4. Soybeans today down 1.5 in the March contract, 13.98 even is where we finished up. The high today was 14.23 1/4, so off the highs there by roughly 25 cents or so, and actually closing lower on the day. Wheat today taking the biggest hit of all three grains. Chicago wheat March contract down 20.5 today at the close, 8.25 3/4 is where they settled up. The high today being 8.49 3/4, so 24 off the highs there as well. What is this entitled to? Well, crude oil was strong. That should have supported the grains. However, the dollar being up today, right now the dollar's at 78.29.5. That's up 44 points on the day. The dollar put some pressure into the commodities. We have some weather coming across the hard red wheat areas this weekend into early next week, which should provide some stress relief. Some rain and snow forecast for Kansas, and then further south rain into Texas and Oklahoma. So that should provide some relief on the dry land out there and curb some of the concerns over wheat production out there this year. And we're also going to see that system move through the river valley, protecting the Chicago crop as well. So we've taken a big hit due partially to that news on the weather, and also just the corn being weak here today as well. Over to crude oil. Crude oil right now is trading at 89.37. We're up $3.73 on the day. The low today, 85.11, so we're over $4 off the lows in crude oil. And again, there was talk on the television set today here that there's the possibility of the Suez Canal being temporarily shut down, which would disrupt crude oil transportation to the world. Due to what's going on over in Egypt. Now, Egypt does produce oil. The number I believe I saw today was roughly 700,000 barrels a day production, which is significant. It's not quite as high as what you see over in Saudi Arabia. As a matter of fact, it's less than half of what they produce on a daily basis, but that's a decent amount of crude oil. So crude is rallying off of the unrest in Egypt right now, and we'll see what, if anything, comes of that situation here over the weekend as we get into trading Sunday night, Monday morning. Over to the livestock. Again, I said we were whipping around over there in the cattle market again today. We saw the similar trade yesterday in the late morning hours. Cattle today finished up 55, 107.50 and the nearby fat cattle. Feeders up 62.5 at 126.22.5. And hogs up $1.80, 85.75. Now the hogs have really seen some upside movement here in the last 24 hours due to a story breaking that South Korea is buying hogs at record paces right now. They're just buying whatever they can get their hands on, and that's that. So the hogs have been supported by that news. The cattle is trying to find support from that news, and we have gone and made some decent highs on the day chart here for the last two sessions, but we have settled off of those highs. Yesterday significantly. Today we were off the highs, but not as significantly as yesterday. So keep an eye on the cattle market. Cash trade I'm hearing this week was anywhere between 103.50 and 105. So we'll keep an eye on the cattle, see what this market wants to do next. Look to the hogs apparently for direction in the cattle, at least that's what we've seen over the last two sessions. Feel free to visit us on the website. If you don't subscribe to our website, now's a great time to sign up. Get the research that we're putting out on a daily basis. We can be found at www.allendale-inc.com, or you can call in, talk to a broker when you have time. Phone number here is 800-262-7538. We are currently putting together marketing meetings off of the information that we released at our conference. If you do want to get a marketing strategy put together for this year's grain and livestock, feel free to give us a call. We'll be more than happy to walk you through what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what it equals as far as profit on your farm. Again, my name is Bob Dalton. Thanks for signing in, and we'll talk to you again next week.